Hey folks, chances are you're watching this video right now because you Googled something about Syracuse football scores or Syracuse versus FSU. Unfortunately, we did not win today. Final score was 38-20, and I'll tell you what though, the score did not reflect how well Syracuse played today. Granted, I can tell you right now, I'm always on a lot of Syracuse blogs, and there's going to be a lot of Syracuse trolls out there that are going to say, oh, Syracuse was terrible. They didn't win today, and they got their butts kicked. That's my troll voice, by the way, folks. Anyway, I'll tell you what, for those that are doubting Syracuse or bad-mouthing them, they're people that really don't know college football or people that really aren't fans. That's really the bottom line. I'll tell you what, I played high school and college football. Doesn't make me an expert. I sound like Al Bundy right now, but I'll tell you what, I don't think so. I do know the sport, and I do know a lot about college football. As a matter of fact, Brian Kelly, the coach of Notre Dame, he and I both played for the same Division II team. He played in the 80s, I played in the 90s. But anyway, we both played under the same college football coach. So I got a lot of knowledge, I'll tell you that, in my humble opinion. With that said, though, let's get back to Syracuse. Here's the bottom line. I'll tell you what, we played without a starting quarterback senior. We played with A.J. Long, who has zero college experience starting, and Austin Wilson, who has a whole 2 or 3 quarters under his belt, and yet we hung with the #1 team. I'll tell you what, getting beat by 18 only is nothing. I mean, it's nothing. I'll tell you what, maybe if you're in Vegas, it's a big deal. But as far as the Cuse, I'll tell you right now, they were in the red zone 5 times. A couple of inches, and I'll tell you what, that game was a different game altogether. That could have easily been like a 38-34 game with the #1 team barely escaping with their life. And I'll tell you what, Florida State got exposed today, folks. Our offensive line is not great, and we knocked them around. And I'll tell you what, Prince Tyson Gully, as evidence, he rang them up. I mean, rang up their defensive line, ran through them, turnstiles like butter, baby. And I'll tell you what, our wide receivers look freaking awesome with a change of quarterback. And I'm not taking anything away from Terrell Hunt. Sometimes it's a game of inches. To quote Al Pacino, game of inches. And I'll tell you, it was just unbelievable to watch the change in the offense against the #1 team. So I am psyched. There was no longer 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. It was, hey, you know what? We moved the ball. And I'll tell you, just a couple of difference in plays. And I'll tell you what, maybe we could have knocked off the #1 team. Anyway, I'm just high on the whole thing that it was 38-20. You know what? Last year it was 55-3. So talk about a difference. I am just psyched for the rest of the season, folks, and you should be too if you're real Syracuse fans. And like I said, not the trolls out there that like to put down Syracuse, put down A.D. Gross, put down Scott Schaefer, put down George McDonald, put down Tim Lester. You know what? Screw you guys, because I could care less. This is my blog. This is my video, and I could say whatever I want. So anyway, with that said, I'm rambling. I am so happy that Cuse put up what they did today, and it was a moral victory. And I'll tell you what, the rest of the year looks very different than it did just a week ago to our loss with Louisville. Anyway, folks, take care. Feel free to comment. Tell me I'm a moron. That's fine. Or if you like the video, subscribe, and I'm going to be doing more of these things down the road. Thanks so much, and take care, folks. Have a great rest of the evening.